What's up, my quarantining little cantaloupes? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on a very casual dress to kill, I am absolutely exhausted. I've forgotten to take my allergy medicine for like the last 3 days and is about this close to popping a melatonin until I realized that it's been almost a week since I last posted a video, which is kind of nuts. But thankfully, I did finish the last look for the Nova Atomica skin this morning, so I figured why not go ahead and toss that out to you guys. But before we do, can we talk? Now, for everybody who knows that phrase and remembers the jingle that follows it, none of y'all are going to be surprised by the following statements whatsoever. But for those who are a little bit newer to the channel, I feel like there might be some misrepresentation that needs to be cleared up. You see, I'm a very upbeat and cheerful person, but the main reason I'm able to stay that way is because I don't put up with anybody's shit. Not DEs, not commenters, definitely not the Reddits, and especially not any homophobes out there. I don't deal with passive-aggressive comments, I don't deal with subtweets, I don't deal with gaslighting, none of that. I live very strongly by the rule, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. In fact, to the point where I'm not really paying attention to what happens in the rest of the Warframe world other than our little slot right here. But there seems to be some people out there who want to come here, and I need to stress that, they want to come here and act like trash, and then get surprised when they get treated like trash. Listen, where is the common sense in any of that? Regardless, just keep in mind, be kind and I will be kind right back to you. Be cheery, I will be cheery right back to you. But if you act like trash, ain't nobody paying me to be nice to you. Cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Nova Atomica skin. So as you can see, a lot of people are saying that this looks like really good Tenno gen, but not necessarily a deluxe skin. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of sort of agree, but I mean, I would say that this is a pretty high tier Tenno gen. And as you can see, you could pick this up for 165 plat, but there is also an Atomica collection, which includes a SANDR as well as a sniper skin. And we'll take a closer look at that in a second. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, the SANDR I feel like is kind of worth the extra monies. The sniper skin, still not quite, but you know what? This is the only way that you can currently pick it up. I don't feel like we've seen any way to kind of like upgrade from the base skin onto the collection. In the future, we haven't heard anything from DE about possibly doing that, and I hope that they do end up changing their mind, because I know that there are a lot of people out there that, you know, all of a sudden say, oh wait, I really do like that SANDR. I hope I can pick it up. But it's not something that they've said anything about. So as you can see right here, we are rocking with hashtag Vexus Prime because, you know, that's where we live. And I think that the model itself is kind of basic. The only thing that's really cool about it is the energy effects, especially when you look at the way Nova Deluxe version 2's energy effects almost like flows into it. It's like it's almost feeding the gun energy, which is kind of cool, but beyond that, I don't really feel like there's much else going on with the gun. However, the SANDR, ooh, look at that gloriousness. I actually really like it. You guys know that I'm a big fan of back attachments. The only thing that does drive me nuts is that I feel like the only part that really moves is this little like fin right here. That's kind of odd. That's the only one that's knocking around. Everything else looks to be kind of like glued into place. So a part of me is kind of meh. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump into the looks. I told you, it's going to be a very casual video. We're not doing any crazy cuts or anything. But the cool thing about this one is I actually started it on stream, and usually when I do looks on stream, it's not anything that honest to goodness sticks. I probably had a different energy color on it, but you know, this is what we ended up with, and I was kind of happy with it. It was like a little monochromatic moment. Now, for anybody who is unaware, I will have all of the color codes down in the description box below. But as you can see right here, it's cool because it has a nice two-tone metallic, but the metallics aren't too far off from each other. They kind of just give a little bit of added dimension, which I really do freaking like. I like the details on the hips. I like the details on the hand, the circular ones. Those ones right there I think are really cool. And the helmet is pretty dope. But, oh, and those shoes, woo! They are freaking fantastic. But aside from that, the skin itself doesn't really change all that much. You know what I mean? It's not like a totally new body shape for Nova, and I know that a lot of people were kind of really disappointed in that. I also want to point out the metallics on the back because they're going to come into play later, and I do feel like they really can pop. So that is basically my general feelings on the skin in and of itself. We'll go ahead and take a look at armors on the next one. As you can see, I went dark on this. So this one is kind of like our medium tone, and it's kind of like monochromatic. This one's also kind of monochromatic, but I wanted to have like a dark pop to it. And if I'm gonna kind of like make mention, I don't like necessarily bringing attention to boobs, but I don't know what it is. There's a slight off texture, like right on the chest where the lines are. It looks a little bit rough. Not sure if it's intentional, but she does look really good with a darker base. And if y'all remember way back in the day, my first Nova look was almost like a canary yellow, and then she had pink energy. So this is definitely a throwback to that. And I have to say, you can live your best Tron life with this Nova skin. I'm a really big fan of that part. But let's toss on some different armors so that you guys can see what they look like, because I've been placing some and seeing exactly which ones I'm a fan of, and there's a lot I'm actually a fan of. One of the ones that I want to point out is the Anasa. That one, you know, the one that came with Avara Prime. This one is actually pretty freaking dope. The only thing that I don't like on it is the chest piece. I think that it looks kind of weird. So that's definitely not my taste. But look at that. Like, just that in and of itself with this girl, she looks kind of like a night hunter, like she's ready to prowl and shit. Another one that I do like, but you have to tailor the colors appropriately, is the Atavist. I really like the shape that that gives, and I believe that the chest is a good or a decent fit for her as well. So that overall gives her kind of like roller derby vibes, which I'm kind of sort of into. Another one that I'm sure that people are tired of hearing me talk about is the Cirrus one. I don't know why I like this one so much, but I feel like she's a little blobby. Like, you know, her shape is kind of like rounded, and I'm kind of like, oh, it looks like it kind of fits on her. Another one, which you guys should not be shocked of, the Avia, is always a good choice for many frames. It's definitely something that is worth investing in. So as you can see right there, it's a great shape for her and kind of carries through all of the little circular bits that she's got going on. Let me toss on that Avia. Maybe not the chest bit. Maybe she just, you know, Nova's never really been big on all of the chest stuff, so maybe not. But I also like the Etheria set on her. This one looked really good, and to be honest with you, I wasn't super duper vibing with this one when it first came out, but now I'm just like finding all kinds of uses for this. I was like, whoa, this is actually kind of bumping. And this, of course, was from the Hero Deluxe. But as you can see, like, that is a good shape for her. Another surprising one is the Galvanic, because I was thinking she's so smooth, she's so techie, that, you know, this couldn't possibly look good on her. However, I kind of love the way that it sits, and I'm kind of like, wow. So as you can see right here, it's techie, and even though it is kind of Grineer-y, it's not insanely Grineer-y to make her look like it's, you know, not appropriately wearable on her. I'm gonna do a quick last peruse to see if there were any other ones of note that I really wanted to highlight. The Tenno sets, by the way, are really good on her as well. Just make sure that they mix and match quite right. The Syrinx is also good as well. Gives her a little bit of a linebacker feel, which I don't completely hate. It's not my favorite of the bunch, but it is pretty gosh darn good. Needless to say, she does work with a lot of armors, and it's just there for you to kind of play around with. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me toss on the Syrinx real quick. I got really excited for a second because I saw one that I was like, oh, I remember. I really like that one. QRST. Listen. We're really bad with this, and it's been a long day. So if okay. Syrinx. Oh no. Syrinx. Listen. There you go. Now you can kind of see the shape that she kind of gets with it. And the hip plates are actually not that bad on her either. And then there was one more that I really wanted to mention, which was the Sigma 6 one. I feel like that's actually a perfect match for her. So if you're looking for, and let's be real, she is very, very good when it comes to dealing with enemies on the Murexes or any of the sentient kind of like raid ships. So she's fantastic for that kind of action, and the Sigma 6 has all of these little circle bits that work really, really well with her. So for me personally, I'm like, I think it's a good match. Sigma, see? Right there. All the little circle bits, absolutely freaking perfect. So definitely go ahead and check that out if you have access to it. Then let's go ahead and go into our last look. I absolutely freaking love this one. This is my bright look. I wanted to do something with a metallic that was not traditionally metallic. So I went in with a teal blue. I also wanted to go ahead and hit you guys with the options to switch that color up a little bit. So I want to let that hit the light. And as you can see, this will work with a bunch of different colors. I like to keep the primary and tertiary very neutral so that you can kind of play around with the metallics because they do shine. And look at this back metallic. I really wanted it to pop. I really wanted to have a nice strong bronze, and because of the fact that the energy effect, which by the way is kind of fiery, just saying, and also that canary yellow that's kind of, well, it's not canary yellow, but the energy that kind of looks yellowish, that is also a throwback to the canary yellow in my original Nova. I'm just putting it out there because I kind of love it. But yeah, I wanted to do a metallic that was non-traditional, and I think that this is a decent way of doing it. Plus, I wanted to do something a little bit lighter. So as you can see, we have like a medium tone, we have like a super dark, and then we have a bright lighter. So that is my third look for the bunch, and I feel pretty damn good about it. So now let's go ahead and take a look at SANDRs. You guys already saw the very, very first one, which I quite like. With Nova, I don't necessarily like doing anything too over the top. I know that this is something you guys see me highlight a lot, but the Bennu SANDR is kind of fucking fire. Like, literally, there's a little fire coming off of it. And with all of the energy effects, I feel like it kind of works quite well. What else is there? Let's just give this a good old-fashioned try. The Corona SANDR, I don't know, it's a little too high for me. This one has been classically a great one. The Daru on everything, especially with the energy effects. I'm gonna say a big old yes to that one. What else is there that could be really, really good? Let's see. Is this weird for her? No, I actually think that's kind of cute. A little bit of the Impetuous Prime SANDR. I will sign off on that one. Is there anything else that I really want to... I don't know why, but I've been kind of feeling it lately. The textures are very, very off, so the colors are not going to match. But she kind of looks dragon-like with it, and I don't necessarily hate it. This one, you've seen a million times over. I think it's a perfect fit for her because it is kind of corpusy and kind of techy. And Rhoda? Rhoda's kind of not fitting so well on her. If you're going to go with Grineer stuff, you can always go ahead and toss on the Saturn 6 SANDR. I like that as well. But, could this be a good one? You'll have to match the colors to be a little bit better. This is one of the few big backpacks that I really do enjoy. But again, as you can see, that the coloring is off because the textures are not quite the same. But if you can manage that, I think that it would be a very, very solid choice. Or if you just want to keep it nice and simple, Telos is always good. It's nowhere too over the top. But those are going to be my choices. By the way, I didn't mention this. We could try it on right now. But I did actually pick the Zamaru SANDR up. I didn't put it in that one video. But as you can see, it's kind of gorgeous. She kind of clips through it. But it is really freaking pretty. What about this one? Surator. It's a little big. It's a little bit... I think it's a little too big. All right. Well, we're just going to stick with the nice, small, tidy little back attachments. But before we end out this video, we do have to swap a little bit of head, and I got a lot of heads to go ahead and swap through. We'll swap bodies in a second as well. So as you can see, we have the Nova Cobra. Okay, so maybe the call was coming down the pipe from all of the SANDRs that we tried on that were not quite meshing. I think that you could... I don't think you could find a way to make it work. I want to say that you can. It's about to come out my mouth to say, oh, you can make it work. I don't know. The textures are just too different. Here's the Nova device helmet. Nope, the textures are not the same. I think that it's going to be the same story for a lot of things. That's the Grax Nova. This is another... Oh! That was not too bad. Okay, well, you know what? Grax Nova, I'll sign off on if you're using Grax attachments. I'll say that. Here's the basic one. Nope. Face doesn't match the body. It's like you got on foundation that's way too dark. Lamia is the same thing. There's just a lot of too darks. I'm basically going through all of this, and all I'm seeing is all of these colors take really, oh, that's a bummer. I love the Nova Tachyon helmet, but that one is also a little bit too dark. Oh, and the white facing on the Nova Visage. If you have some matching bits that you can do to that, I definitely think that you can make that one work. But just keep in mind that the metallics aren't necessarily all set up the exact same way. So keep that in mind. Now let's go ahead and swap some bodies. Let's see how this all pans out. Nova Prime, basic. Yo, remember when I said that the body was like not that different? Why does the body look hella different all of a sudden? Wow, the body looks hella different all of a sudden. Right? Am I crazy? Anyway, that's a no. Let's go ahead and try this on. That's gonna be a no as well. Again, the textures are just off. Copra skin, I think that we're seeing a same story all the way down through all of the different skins. It's just not necessarily jiving very well with any of that. Let's see how this one settles, because I'm just gonna say a big, we're not doing this today. We're not dealing with any of this. Nope. It's all a nope. We just gotta keep it with the Nova Atomica skin. At least in my personal opinion. Listen, you can do whatever the hell you want to do with your own looks. Leave your favorite look down in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about all of that. In addition, I'm gonna leave y'all with just a simple saying. Next time somebody causes trouble in your life, I want you to ask a real quick question. How much time should you invest in it? Especially if they're not paying you to invest in it. Because that's where I am with a lot of the bullshit in my life. I'm like, no thanks. I've got a tenderloin I gotta get back to eating. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody. Unless they fucking treat you like trash, then feel free to go in if you really need to. And touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.